Fists, Bonnie and Mandy. Make sure you're always watching, or you could miss it if they ever kiss. Those two wildflowers did what they had to do, and now they're free. And it's gonna be as wide as it can be, with no Scalisi and Mandy Jones, Wildflowers, Wildflowers.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're looking live at the Wildflowers. I'm Mandy Jones, and next to me, as always, is the beautiful...
Hi, Bonnie Scalisi. How are you? It's been a while.
How you doing, Bonnie?
I was just in a road rage incident. That's why our show is a little late. And Michael and I had just seen this movie, Unhinged, which was about a road rage incident where everyone, there was two people that were fighting, and then it was a car incident, and he tried to kill everybody that was involved in the car. It's not good. Let's put it that way.
So that was what happened to you. Because I remember a really scary movie where the guy is, I can't think of the name of it right now, but the guy is driving and he doesn't know, there's a like an 18-wheeler following him, but he keeps like kind of like plausible deniability as the guy following me. And it's just a really creepy movie.
I saw that movie.
It's from like the 70s.
Great.
It's
that was a fantastic movie.
Yeah, I gotta...
the guy has brown hair that was being followed, right?
What is the name of that movie? Wait a minute, I got in my dad's text because seriously...
we missed all of you guys already tuning in. Hi, David Lynch. Hi, Robin DeVito. Hi, Bill Hansen. We missed you guys. We love you too. Yeah, Wildflowers is back. Paul Jones, your dad, is tuning in. Hi,
hey,
Paul.
Dad. What's the name of that movie, Dad, where the guy is getting chased?
Something about Hitchhiker or something like that. I think it was called Hitchhiker. But I know which one you're talking about.
Oh, Duel is what my dad's saying. It's called Duel.
I saw a different one. I'm not sure. But anyway, we have some shows coming up that we want to plug. I'll go first because all the rest of the shows that Mandy's going to plug, we're both in. This Friday, I'm going to be at the Loft in Belmore. I believe it's Belmore. It's a John Butera show. It starts at 8 o'clock. So if you're not doing anything on Friday, please come down. And this really, I met this guy named Nick Ginsburg. He's in the show too. We're like.
Oh, he's really funny.
So
he's a young
cute.
kid, right?
He's younger than my own children, but we're very good friends. So he's one of the people in the show. So come down for a lot of fun. And then you're gonna do some of the shows that we're in.
Yes, Bonnie and
we're gonna get to our guests and
we want to get through tonight. All right, so we have on April 2nd, which is the first Saturday of April, Bonnie and I are going to be at Greenwich Comedy Club in the city.
Yeah, that's the first time in the city for me in over 3 years.
Holy crap-a-moly.
So please come down because I'm getting a babysitter, paying an arm and a leg for a babysitter. I'm gonna
make this worth it.
Yeah, somebody come and watch it.
So that's gonna be fun. That's being headlined by Richard Schultes. Then we have the following Monday, which is the first Monday of the month, free comedy show at G's Club in West Hempstead. That's gonna be closed out by Mike Merck. And then on the 22nd, you want to go to govs.com to get tickets to the Giggle Room. Bonnie and I are going to be with Terry McNeely, and that's going to be his birthday show. So tickets will sell out for that show, so get your tickets now. You want to buy tickets online for Evan's show, which is on the 2nd. That's Evan Weiss. If you just type in Evan Weiss comedy, it comes up his Eventbrite. But do you want to, without further ado, Bonnie, bring on
we'll
our...
say hi to some of these people right
Yes.
after, but first we're going to introduce our guests. Stay tuned. We're going to tell you, we want your input on what we're talking about. We're going to be talking about sports because our
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, our guest was our former engineer when we first started podcasting, and he now has his own podcast called the Yapping Yankees. And he's our friend, and he's a really cool guy, and he knows all about sports. So we're going to talk about sports, professional sports, sports that maybe you were in, sports that your kids were in. So welcome, Mike Scuderio.
Thank you, guys. It's awesome to be here.
Okay. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming.
And Cedric Hooks is tuning in. Hi, Cedric. Is saying hi. He's saying happy birthday, Bonnie. I had a great birthday. And Jennifer Francis is saying hi to you.
Hello, Jen.
And we're on once a month, Cedric. So it's not like there's any rhyme or reason. Just pay attention to our page. Jennifer Lantini, how are you? How is Jennifer? We love you. So Mike, we haven't seen you.
It's been a while.
A while.
It has been a while. It's been a couple years.
So is it okay we ask? How did your podcast come to be?
So it came to be when I was actually getting ready to graduate college, Five Towns College, and I was thinking in my last semester that I don't want all the hard work that I did in college to just like come to an abrupt halt. So I was like, maybe I should just keep my own content going because I had 2 radio shows in college. One I did with a friend of mine, and one I did a solo show, both sports talk.
Awesome.
So I got my own equipment for it. I already knew how to do it all by myself because of the skills I learned in school.
Yeah.
Got Adobe Audition on my laptop, got my microphone, got my computer, took off from there. I started in May of 19, which was the month I graduated school. Thank God it wasn't a year later, so I wouldn't have to go through what these poor kids went through with the virus in schools.
Oh, God.
So I finished just in time. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for having me in 97, not 98. But anyways, so right when I graduated school, I started it up, and I've been doing it for nearly 3 years now. It's a lot of fun. I'm up to like episode 134 coming up this Sunday, I think.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you have a partner? You do it by yourself?
Just me.
Just you. And it's mostly about the Yankees, or it's about everything?
It's all about the Yankees, but I will also bring in general baseball topics as well. Like, of course, baseball just got past a lockout that lasted like 99 or 100 days. That only just ended a couple of weeks ago.
What was that, for COVID?
No, it was because they were arguing over, it was a labor dispute.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just over
Mandy
money,
and I know nothing about professional
that's why
sports.
we brought you on.
So
Hi, Greg the Flipper. Hi, Victoria.
The last time there was a labor dispute in baseball was almost 30 years ago. It's been a long time with labor peace. And
they make so much
I know,
money. What are they upset about?
$3 million. I want to make
Right.
$5 million.
What's the beef with what they
Where's
want?
the beef?
What's the beef?
What the Players Association was massively fighting for a lot of the young kids who just come up because the owners, all the owners in baseball are basically billionaires. The revenue they bring in is just dumb.
Yeah.
The players are basically advocating more so for the young guys coming up because actually the minor league players, the way they're treated, they barely make a livable wage.
Yeah, it's like the comedians.
And exactly, and when
We make nothing.
and when they come up, they make. Baseball had the lowest minimum before this new deal was agreed to. They had the lowest minimum for players just coming up of any of the main 4 sports.
Wow.
So they got the owners to bump it up. Good for them. They were more advocating for those younger guys.
I did that for the teachers, and it didn't help. But Jennifer Lantini, who's watching, who's our friend, she's like an expert on the Islanders. So, like, do people call in and talk about other teams?
No, it's
not a call-in?
No, actually, what I do to interact with fans is I actually do it through my social media. Mm-hmm. So I'll post like polls, questions, or I'll do a Q&A on my Twitter and my Instagram.
We should do stuff like that. I like that.
Yeah, and I'll read it out and answer it on the show. I'll give away the person's handle so they get a little bit of a shout out.
Nice.
How do people watch your podcast?
You can listen to it on YouTube. It will be on the Yapping Yankees page. It's available on YouTube, SoundCloud, Apple, and Spotify. It's available on those 4, and there's a new episode every Sunday night.
Nice. Who got you into the Yankees?
Actually, myself, believe it or not.
Okay,
Because,
so you're
Your girlfriend is watching.
Yep.
Because I just
Yeah.
she said, Victoria, she said, my boyfriend is 25, because Greg DeFlippo was saying how young you looked, like you graduated school.
I know, especially because I just
Do you
got
get
a haircut.
that a lot?
Yeah, whenever I have my hair short and whenever I'm clean shaven, I'm aware I look like I'm 12. I'm well aware. So
You'll be thankful later.
I'm
Because
thankful
I was
for it now.
always told that I look young when I was young, and I hated it.
You still look young.
Yeah,
Oh, thank you. But now that I'm an old bag,
You're not an old bag.
I'm happy that I looked young, and now I look a little bit younger than my real age. So you'll appreciate it later in life.
I already do, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I have no problem with looking very youthful. No problem.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So no other Yankees fans in your house?
My grandfather was the big baseball fan in the family, and he used to be a diehard Brooklyn Dodger fan.
Okay.
Then the Brooklyn Dodgers moved to Los Angeles.
Yep.
And then the Mets came in, so he became a Met fan because he hated the Yankees.
Yeah, that's by how everyone transitioned.
Exactly. So I was expected to become a Met fan because
And then you disappointed the family.
believe it or not, the first half of my life, up until when I was like 10 years old, I actually thought sports were really stupid.
Okay.
I hated sports.
Just because
And
you didn't like playing, or you didn't get watching
I just
it?
thought the concept was dumb. I didn't get it, like why sports were exciting. I can't even explain it. I don't understand my younger self. Don't understand it at all.
Okay.
Maybe you're making
but
up
then
now for
at
what-
10 something clicked.
At 10, I was taken to a bunch of games at Shea Stadium for the Mets
Okay.
throughout my childhood because of my grandfather and my dad. And I never took to it. In 2007, my dad took me to the old Yankee Stadium. It was the last year or two it was up. And I fell in love with it at first sight, the old Yankee Stadium, the history, the look, just all of it. I loved it. From that day forward, it was just chaos. And then 2008, I started watching more and more. And by 2009, I was a big fan, and they won in 2009. That was it.
Did you
That was
ever
it.
did you ever have your dad or mom or go to like professional sports event?
My dad has definitely taken me to a Yankees game. I was more raised Mets because my
Me
mom's
too.
dad is huge Mets, huge Giants fan.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of like you said, like what you're expected to be. Like without even really watching baseball, that's fucking what I was.
You were
chosen.
raised.
Yeah.
Raised.
That's how I was
It's like your
raised.
religion.
You were brought
Like,
up.
you know,
Yeah,
you're
I
trained.
was baptized, but
Yes.
I did see the Yankees before. I went to the Mets with Glenn's family when I was older, and that wasn't Shea Stadium. That was Citi Field.
Yeah, it was
where it
Citi
is
Field.
I went
now.
to Shea Stadium, and I got hooked because I like food. So my dad
and
would,
spending money.
yes. So my dad would get us hot dogs and fun things to eat, and my mom would stay home. She didn't like sports, and even though it was so long, he kept feeding me, so I was happy. Jennifer was saying her cousin played for the Boston Red Sox. Robin DeVito, your boyfriend played professional football, I believe, for the Cubs. So, Robin, could you type in what your boyfriend did? He's 64 now, because we're talking about age of boyfriends. He's 64, and he dances he has more energy to dance than I do. That's probably because he was a professional, baseball player.
Could
So
be.
he had so much, even though he's older, he has so much energy. He just dances all night.
Once an athlete, always an athlete in heart.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Jennifer's saying, who is that? Oh, this is Mike Scudero,
You
and
got
he was our former engineer when we were at another network, and he now has his own podcast called The Yapping Yankees. For those of you who just tuned in, David Lange said, "I miss Shea Stadium. I was actually born about 4 miles from the stadium in Flushing, Queens."
Oh, wow.
Wow. And now you might know about this, but I think that any professional sports, to go watch it, you have to be it's very expensive. My dad always loves to tell the stories, you'd pay $3 to get in, and the hot dog was $1. And now,
You've been to Yankee Stadium
no, I haven't.
recently?
No, what's the price about to go?
It depends what you do while
Even
you're
if
there,
you're all
but
the way in the screaming seats, what would it cost you?
It
you
also
think?
it also kind of depends on the circumstances of the team during the season. Like, for instance, if you go to a Yankee game or a Met game at the end of the season, they're not going to the playoffs. They're not doing crap that year. It's probably not going to be a ridiculous amount of money, but especially like a playoff game, or also if they're even just doing good at any point throughout the season. But If you were to go to Yankee Stadium this weekend, probably, for opening weekend.
When it's like hopping?
The weekend of April 7th when they open up against the Red Sox, you get a good seat or you want to get a lot of food, you better bring $1,000 with you.
Whoa!
Like that's what my dad used to do because he
Holy
used to
crap.
buy us all stuff, and it was
How many people was that for? 4?
3, 4. Yeah.
Okay. So we want to say hi to Harry Flagdrop, who's tuning in. We're good, Harry. And Lou Prats, how are you? We're talking about sports. So if you guys want to share anything about sports, professional sports, your own sports, please feel free to, tell us in the comments section.
Yeah, Yankee Stadium. I spent, last time I was at a game was actually all the way back in 19. I haven't been to a game in a while, not counting 2020 because the stadiums weren't allowing fans. But I spent like $6 or $7 in a water bottle one time.
No way.
Well, that's usually like a Yankee Stadium thing. Yankee Stadium
God.
charges you up the wazoo. It's crazy. But
So Porcupine Smith is saying hi. He's one of my Facebook friends. And your girlfriend's saying, I remember in 2019 tickets were like 7 something for us. Like $7?
no, much more than that. They were probably 700s, probably. Yeah.
700?
Yeah, 'cause,
Holy crap!
Me and Victoria went to a game in 2019 together, and I gladly shoveled it out because I love the Yankees, but shoveled out a lot of money for that day.
So it's like going to like everybody went to see Elton John recently. So it's kind of like watching Elton John.
Pretty much.
Wow.
So a lot of money.
Lou Pratt said, for me, playing sports is just like sex. I suck at both.
Oh, no.
Oh, Lou. That's not true, I'm sure.
Do you
Self-roasting.
gamble on any games or do any fantasy games?
I will just come out and plainly say this. I'm a big bitch when it comes to gambling. I don't gamble.
You're
on anything.
afraid?
I'm afraid of losing
I don't
money.
like to gamble either.
My
I'm
friend
not a gambler.
my friend is like, oh, why don't you just throw in $2 and then if you win you get like $200 back. I'm like, I just don't
Because
want to
then
do
I'll
it.
just put in $2 and not have $2.
I just don't want to do it. Like even if it is just $2, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have
I'm
a
that
very
way.
short rope with what I like. Right now, I have a scratch off upstairs that I haven't scratched, but it was because somebody gave me a scratch off. I won. Then I won again. I'm like, all right. So now I would never. And then I bet on the scratch offs at Kathy's fundraiser, and I won.
Oh, wow.
I won a pack a big.
And now you're rehooked on them.
I know. Now it got me in. Now I'm like jonesing for the fucking scratch off.
It's crazy because I'm not even cheap, and I don't like to penny pinch or anything like that. I just don't like the concept of gambling.
Yeah, no,
I don't
much
either.
rather.
I'd rather spend it on food.
Yes, exactly. something that even when Glenn and I went to what is it, Atlantic City? Yeah, we would my sister. It was for my sister's birthday, and her man. We gambled $100 each, and then as soon as that was done, we're like, all right, let's hit the mall portion where we could definitely get.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spend money and actually go out with something.
Yeah, so, I'm just going to steer this conversation. Porcupine Smith is saying, so you're talking sports. What about this dude that is ruining women's competition? Oh, you know what?
Porcupine our screen button. That's where we screech the halt.
Porcupine is new to our podcast, so
he doesn't know the rules.
So
we don't talk about anything that's substantial or anybody has an opinion about.
We talk about politics a lot in our own everyday lives, so we're just trying to take an hour break from politics.
That's plenty of respect.
I don't know if that would be considered politics, but I guess it is.
I don't know.
It's on the fence.
So it's gonna piss people off.
Yeah, we're going to.
We're gonna
zip it for that one.
Get like a button over there.
Yeah,
I had a button.
I do have a button.
Robin DeVito said, I like to gamble and buy food. You're not the only one. And Janelle Jones, that's your sister. I got it right the first time this time. She saw that scratcher in the, what does that mean?
She didn't send it. She slept in that room upstairs. So you saw the scratch off. You better put some.
Oh, the scratch off. Okay, I got it.
I got it. Scratcher.
The scratcher. I was thinking it's one of those back scratchers.
Yeah, I'm letting it ruminate. Hopefully, it's a good one.
So you said you didn't really play.
Everything not to scratch it. Oh my God, I would have killed you. Yeah, it's really not politics. We know Porcupine, but you know what?
Yeah, no, he's okay with it. He's okay with it.
That's his first name.
Really?
No,
I was about to say.
Porcupine. We want to know. Is that your birth name that you were given, or is that just your Facebook name?
What does your mother call you?
Inquiring minds want to know.
Should we do the?
Joan Krupi Asher is watching. Hi, how are you? Yeah, we started late because of me, so I apologize.
Oh, that's fine.
So you want to do the sponsor?
We'll do that.
Okay, we're going to make a quick break for a sponsor, and then we'll come right back about sports. Start thinking about your sports stories if you're watching. So we love our sponsor, Key Fits and Teresa. Keys love jewelry and Keys cutlery. Keys love jewelry, stainless steel jewelry, all nickel and tarnish free. Keys cutlery, knives, swords, and self-defense equipment. Excellent quality for reasonable prices. Shop online, keyslovejewelry.com, keyscutlery.com. And their location now is Retro Relics, 2860 Middle Country Road, Lake Grove, New York, 11755. If you want to talk to Key in person, call them at 631-379-1781. They have great stuff at reasonable prices. Jim Ray is tuning in. Hi, Jim. He's saying great party. Thank you, Jim. I had a blast. I had so much frickin' fun. And it'll take me about 4 months to get the thank you cards out. It's because I'm still opening presents. But
one a night.
Yeah. So as far as like when we were kids, I'll start off with a kid story about sports. As I was in 6th grade, and we went overnight to I don't know, some place where we were playing softball. Like we slept overnight, and then we was a softball game, and I was standing there with the bat, right? And it was unlimited pitching, and I kept just standing there and not hitting it. So the whole field in unison started chanting, "Next summer, next summer."
Oh my God.
And then I would swing the bat, and I struck out, and then I did it 3 times in a row, and I struck out.
Why weren't you swinging the bat at first? Were you like
I don't know.
Were you like afraid to hit the ball?
That's a good question. I think I was afraid.
You didn't like the pitches? Like
I didn't do well in softball either. I remember
Softball's
striking
hard.
out, and I remember not liking that feeling.
Yeah.
Like, Mom, take me to the car so I can cry. Like,
Oh,
not in front of these people.
there's like almost no more dejecting feeling in life than striking out.
Yes, in front of
sucks.
all the people, and,
Yeah.
and everybody's chanting "next summer." Next summer. So Jim Ray is
Kids are the
saying.
worst.
So I'm guessing Vinny. Oh, Jim, that's about the party. So I will not read that out loud. Vinny Mara was at my party. You remember he was
I
our
do
first,
remember Vinny.
our very first guest
He's
after.
memorable.
I
He was our
remember.
second guest actually.
Yes.
And
The other one was
and
very
he was
memorable, too.
dancing up a storm on the dance floor. He was amazing. People were like, "Oh my God!" And your sister said probably onto something, letting a scratcher marinate. The numbers definitely change and become winners.
They did.
Maybe that's the
I'm
secret.
on a fucking roll, and it's because I have patience.
Yeah. So do you guys have any kid stories about sports?
Well, I did play for 1
Do
year.
you guys
but,
have any kid stories?
Because of the
You played
first,
baseball for a year?
Because of the first half of my life hating sports. The only thing I did play was soccer in kindergarten, and I freaking hated it. So I did play Little League Baseball when I was 14, but when it came to hitting, I stunk because they were already throwing fast at that point. And the rest of the kids I played with were playing from like 5 years old, so they were caught up to it. They knew how to play. I was very good at defending. I was very good in the field.
Yeah.
I played the infield well, even played the outfield well. But when it came to batting, I was so far behind the kids because I'd only played that year. So when the kids were gassing me like 85 miles an hour, I was way behind it. Worked some walks here and there, but outside of that, just wasn't feeling the hitting. So I did play for 1 year in Little League, and I had a good time, especially with defending, because I actually managed to be good at that.
Because a lot of Long Island people grow up within the sports, like they saturate their kids in sports.
Definitely.
I just want to say,
Yeah.
Bruno's tuning in. I haven't seen Bruno in a while. Hi, Bruno. We miss you. And Jim Ray has a sports story. Do you want to read it?
Sure. One time when I was a kid, I was struck out in a Little League game, and my dad told me I embarrassed him. And then when you win a game, you're a winner. And when you lose
Now
a
we know
game,
why
you're a
Jim's
loser.
the way he is.
So no matter what you see or a coach, he's got concise Jim.
Yeah. Well, put it this way, Jim.
I think it might be why I'm
He said-
competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think? And he said his parents divorced shortly
Oh
after
my
that.
God.
You're a disappointment, Jim. You're a fucking
You know-
loser.
But Jim, that's probably why you want to win so badly in your adult life. Like it all stems back to our childhood, right? And Peter Najak, how are you? Peter's watching. So Porcupine Smith said the topic I suggested is not sports. Sports implies having sportsmanship, and that dude definitely doesn't have sportsmanship. I have to be honest. I haven't been following that story, so I don't really know enough about
Neither
it
have
to
I,
even
honestly.
talk about it.
I know, and somebody was
But-
right. Someone wrote the stats of the the same person against themselves. So I actually didn't read anything.
If I felt like I was more, if I was read up on the subject, I would discuss it.
And I could laugh about it because, I think the stuff that I did see was people just being completely ridiculous. But then I know that there are people that can't joke about that.
Look
don't
at
want to joke about it.
Look
that
at
way.
Bruno's.
I know, handsome.
I'm very impressed, Bruno.
Like
I don't
that
see it on my feed, but I see it up there that he's got a, what do you call that? A GIF, a GIF, whatever. Incoming.
Oh.
Got a
I'm
video
sorry.
call.
I'm sorry, Mike.
Michael, my boyfriend's trying to call me. Yeah, he's on the road helping his friend move his shop, so he probably forgot that I'm on air tonight. That's why, and I'm not answering my phone. So
some parents are fucking insane.
They
cause
are.
their kids psychological damage.
Absolutely.
It's the absolute truth. It's funny because we have a video of me and my two cousins. They're both girls, and they're both one's like 2 years older than me, and the other one's the same age. And we were down in OBX, North Carolina. Mm-hmm. We rented a house every summer, so we were down there. I might have been 7, and my other cousin was like 9, and they were like, all right, pick up basketball game at 3:00. So we went down there. We got out of the pool. We're like, oh, we're going to play some basketball. They put us against 4 boys that were 10 years old. We're like, first of all, we have 3 players. And we've watched this in recent years because I've watched the video. So, first of all, my aunt and uncle are like yelling at us like we're like a college football team. They're like, get the ball, like get to the basket, like throw it to each other.
And the parents are the worst.
And my dad, who is actually really like a tough guy usually, goes, Amanda, just try to get by the ball. And I'm like, and I just like smile up, and I'm like we're not. Yeah, I know you guys aren't gonna win, but just like try to stay by the ball.
Oh my God.
But my aunt and uncle were screaming at my cousins like, you guys got to win this, like for the family. Like you're disappointing.
Well, it's just like
you're dishonoring them.
Wait. Who? It's Terry McNeely that does the joke about the men watching the sports and yelling at the screen, and he makes fun of them. He's like, yeah, you yelling at the screen that you got to run faster and catch that. That really helps the guys performing through your television set onto the field. Like they really think that them screaming. And my dad used to be one of the screamers.
Oh yeah,
he screamed so loudly that we had a dog at the time. And the dog ran and hid under the bed every time the football game come on, the Giants game. So Porcupine Smith said, and this is not a bad topic, so we could talk about this. It's not politics or anything. I don't know about this because I don't follow sports, but what do you think of Brady unretiring? That was his question.
Everyone's saying it was Kim Kardashian told him to do it because...
Really?
No, because she had put out something about... You have to get out of bed and work every day. Yeah. And everyone was just making fun that it's his family and stuff. I don't know. I
have no idea because I don't follow it.
I don't think I could retire from comedy. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, that's my last show. And then it's like, out of retirement, like...
I, as a big Giants fan myself, who has seen my team, Eli Manning specifically, a quarterback, defeat Tom Brady twice, I respect Brady, definitely is quite possibly and pretty much is the best quarterback ever. There's no disrespect in that regard, but I'm over the guy. I'm over.
Robert DeVito goes, who cares about Brady?
Right,
we don't. Porcupine Smith asked that. I don't give a shit. I don't even know who the fuck he is. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just over it at this point. Like, he said he was going to play till 45. He's going on 45.
Yeah.
It was bizarre at the beginning because there were reports saying he was going to retire. And then Brady said, oh, those reports are fake. I'm not retiring. Then he came out himself and said, I am retiring. And I was saying I'm unretired. Dude, what are we doing here?
So it's like
I'm over it.
Yin yang.
I'm just tired of him. I'm tired of all the attention being around him all the time.
Bruno said Brady...
Fly.
Maybe you could explain this because I don't understand it. Bruno said Brady is the GOAT and will be a 49er.
Greatest of all time.
Oh, okay. I thought it meant like a Billy Goat.
Oh, my God.
Brady is not human, as my sister said.
No, like I said, he is the best quarterback ever. The only other ones next to him could be like Joe Montana or Dan Marino, maybe.
Lisa's out, Dan.
It's just like the attention around him and the back and forth now unretired.
Because he's like such a great sports person, like he's like revered by everybody.
Yeah, a lot of people just like they just can't stand him because like they just want him to go away already. They're tired of him winning. They think he's like an
He's
attention
too much
whore,
of a
like-
winner.
Yeah,
Who's
like,
your favorite?
Fuck him. No,
My
I'm
fa-
just kidding. I'm kidding.
my favorite football player of all time.
Or any athlete.
It's any athlete ever is Derek Jeter.
Oh, okay.
Love Derek Jeter.
Okay.
I have a sports story. I
Sure.
told it on this show before, so sorry for
Bear
you guys
with us.
who know us already. My best friend Ann worked in the Nassau Coliseum, and she got us into. Now this is years ago. She got us into the Islander Christmas party. So Jennifer, you would like this story, and you know I didn't follow the Islanders. I didn't care. I just liked the food. Again with the food, and we all of a sudden Bobby Nystrom was there with his wife, and
Oh, wow.
all the Islanders were there with their kids and their wife, and this was inside the Coliseum, a Christmas party, and people would give their right arm to go to something like that if you were
Yeah.
like a fan. And there I am, I don't know who anybody is, and I'm just like walking around eating the food, and you know that's about it.
Casual in an experience where everybody else would otherwise be going insane.
Exactly, that'd be like going backstage to see, I don't know, who's cool now.
Miley Cyrus.
Miley Cyrus, like
Justin
you
Bieber.
get to go to a Miley Cyrus party and you don't know really who most of the people are. So your girlfriend said, Victoria said, I just think Brady loves winning and he can't let go. Probably. Matt Pepitone says Bradshaw. Is that a sports person?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, I have no.
For sure.
So I don't know. And Harry said he feels the same way. So I'm just going to watch up there. So Robin is talking about Street Fighter.
Oh, because you were saying like another like.
Like going to like a Street Fighter event. Yeah, Robin loves Street Fighter the way people love Brady. Right? Am I making a good analogy about that?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, she loves them, and there's a good reason why.
They're not a
So
sports
do you
team.
guys have any other stories about when you yourselves with sports?
I mean, I played a lot of sports as a kid. I did soccer. I was not excellent at anything. I did not excel. I was just like middle of the line. What?
You like doing it? Like
I don't know. I mean, I guess I did. I'm a kid that still gets frustrated, and I'm very competitive. So I don't like stuff unless I'm fucking doing good at it. I like bowling. I'm a
understandable.
very decent bowler.
We should go
actually.
bowling.
I know.
Bowling is
I
fun.
love bowling.
I'm
I love
actually
bowling
very
because they serve food.
I know.
That's the theme of the night.
Beer and
Food.
bowling. I
So
think Brady won. Okay, go ahead.
So Harry says the only sports I watch anymore is wrestling. You get the most bang for your buck. Isn't wrestling all fake?
well, it's not fake. It's predetermined. But what they do in the
Oh,
ring.
that's a nice way to say fake.
No, because it's the match result is predetermined. Is what I
Okay.
mean. The stunts and everything they do in the ring, they could still very well break their necks.
Okay.
So it's not fake in that regard.
Oh.
They sustain real injuries. They do real
Whoa.
moves. But the end result of the match, a win or a loss, that's predetermined. Yeah.
That's scary. So my friend started in Syosset High School. She started the women's lacrosse team and the women's soccer team.
Oh, that's cool.
And I was on the first soccer team at Syosset High School.
Oh, wow.
And the guy who was in charge of it, his name was Mr. T, but he wasn't that Mr. T. He was bald. He was a
Pity
titty.
the fool.
That's funny. That's funny.
And we were horrible. We were the worst team ever. And we lost every game, right? And so we're up to almost the last game of the season. I told this story already, so I apologize to the people who heard it already.
I don't remember.
We're on the field, and it's tied 1-1, and all of a sudden it started lightning out. And the lightning was really close. It was so close that our hair started standing on end. And the other coach said, we have to stop the game because this is dangerous.
Yeah.
And our coach, because we'd lost every game, goes, we're not forfeiting. So if you want to forfeit, then we win.
Then you
So
win.
the guy forfeited, and that's how we won our only soccer game.
These girls will die out here for
We'll
this.
die for that one win.
There's an expression in sports: a win is a win.
A win is a win.
A win is a
yes.
Speaking of wins, any big upsets for you? Were there any games that like really you went to, or anything that was you really? I mean, the Yankees are pretty much winners.
as far as World Series championships, not since '09.
Okay.
So it's been a while, for the Yankees at least. A lot of people would kill.
Since '09, really?
A lot of other organizations would kill to have won in the last 13 years. But for the Yankees, they haven't won a title or even a pennant, which means making it out of your own league.
Yeah.
In 13 years. Huh. So, but I've been to a lot of fantastic Yankee games that I'll never forget, and I've been to heartbreaking Yankee games. There's one heartbreaking Yankee game that I always go back to is in 2011. It was Game 5 of the American League Division Series, the first round of the playoffs. Yankees were facing the Tigers. Game 5, Yankee Stadium. If whoever won this game moved on to the next round, whoever lost went home. Okay. Because it was best of 5 and it was Game 5, so that was it, the last game of the series. And it was so much anticipation around that game. Really thought the Yankees were going to win. It was a school night, too.
Oh. And you were out seeing it live, or you were watching on TV?
No, I was at Yankee Stadium.
Whoa.
I was there. And the place was packed. It was rocking. And they ended up losing the game. And the game, I think it ended like 1:30 in the morning. And it took us like an hour and a half to get home at that time. Because getting out of the stadium, the traffic's a nightmare.
Everybody hits it at the same time.
Exactly. So got home at like 3 a.m., got home, went to bed, got as much sleep as I could, maybe 2.5, 3 hours. Went to school the next day. My diehard Met fan science teacher brings in a little tiger, starts playing New York, New York, which plays at the end of every Yankee game at Yankee Stadium, busting my balls for the entire day while I was a half-dead zombie, getting no sleep. Heartbreaker. A great game was in 17, Game 5 of the CS, just a couple of games off from the World Series against the Astros. That was the year, I don't know if you remember, it was deemed that the Astros were cheating that year.
Oh, okay.
They were banging on trash cans to relay pitching signs to their team so they would know what pitch is coming. It's a massive advantage.
Banging on trash
Yeah, they would do that at their home games.
Drumming on street.
it's can't make it up. But the Yankees won that game, and that was one of the best games I've ever been to. The stadium was shaking that night. It was so crazy.
Everybody was so excited.
Those are the best kind of games that you're at when the arena or the stadium you're at.
Everybody has on the same wavelength.
It's so crazy that you can't even hear yourself think, and you feel the ground underneath you shaking. It's crazy.
Wow.
And there are plenty of sporting events like that.
My stepdad, he's from Tennessee, so he's a diehard Titans fan. And my mom was raised Giants, but, when she married him, she married into Titansville. Mm-hmm. They went to see the Jets, and they had, they were at the night before the stadium. They had a Titans towel in the freaking hotel room. You could see the stadium from there. So they were already taunting people. And my stepdad's we're wearing Titans gear in there.
Yep.
And both my mom and my stepdad, both when they were separated at the bathroom, people are talking shit to them,
it gets
get out of here,
bad.
fucking.
It gets bad.
And my stepdad is it's one of those things. He's
it's
a
like
tough
politics,
guy.
but sports.
He's a tough guy,
Right?
but you're not gonna start talking shit to 14 fucking guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No matter what it is.
Yeah.
I don't care how tough you are. You don't want to get stomped out by a bunch of fucking strangers.
Not
You're just
Absolutely.
you just take your pride.
Yep.
And
Two things I just got to say. Jim Ray goes, you and I talking sports, I'd never see the day. Because
I know.
We're talking sports because Mike is an expert on sports. He has a podcast called The Yapping Yankees, which he'll plug at the end. But I want to talk about what your sister said because it has. I can relate to that. Janelle Jones, Mandy's sister, said our substitute cheerleading coach farted very loud during stretches. I think my head fell off my neck. It was so funny. I relate to that because my daughter, Robert Soleil, is watching. Hi, Robert. My daughter was into cheerleading at Clark High School. And it was like a cult. And so that was everybody wanted to be a cheerleader, and she became a cheerleader, and everything revolved around cheer. That was but cheerleading is so different today than it was when I was they used to just do a few cheers and that. Now cheerleaders are gymnastics.
Oh yeah, they put each other up.
So my daughter was a base, which means that she would hold people up on her shoulders.
She's a little girl. She's not
and she was a flyer.
She
was both.
Oh my God.
And she had more than one concussion
because
in cheerleading you don't wear a helmet.
Right.
And the girls would come down and they flip people in the air.
Lord.
I mean, and it's like a dance routine too. So it's like dance, gymnastics, all rolled into one. And it's so competitive.
Yeah.
And then you watch them all, and you're, as a mom, I'm watching, and they all do great. Every team comes on, and I'm like, wow, they're all good. How are they going to choose the winner? They have a point. If somebody dropped something like
Yeah.
it's minus a point, and then everybody's so pissed off that they don't win, and like you were saying, the parents are insane.
They're the worst.
And I was just like, you have fun. It's a good thing, and the other parents are like screaming at the person making the judges, screaming at the judges, and wasn't there something in the news where a father attacked another father at some kind of sporting event?
That probably happens on a regular basis.
it
It happened
happened.
to the refs too. Like
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
said, the judges. Like, get a pair of fucking glasses,
Oh,
ref.
but at so many baseball games, whether it be my brother's Little League games or even those one of my own, the coaches will get thrown out by the umpires, and the parents will get told to leave.
It's like, the kids are 6, guys. Let them play fucking t-ball. Like,
It's crazy.
it really is. So you got really big into working out recently.
Oh, I posted a
Yeah.
photo of you. I hope that's okay. It was on your Instagram.
Everyone was like, we're going to watch now.
Esther Forrester was like, how did he get so ripped? So tell us your regimen.
So me and my brother actually are both really into working out.
Okay.
I've always prided myself on being in really good shape. But there have also been times in life where naturally you go through difficult times, you kind of just fall out of it. You don't really care.
That's me.
I've always managed to just get right back on the horse and just get right back to it. COVID hit, my gym closed, and I was like, "What the hell are we supposed to do?" I was like really worried about it. So naturally, because it was a long period where we couldn't do anything, I fell out of shape again. I was like, in the past, whenever I fell out of shape, it was because it was my own fault. I just sort of fell out of it. Now I almost had it like taken away from me.
Yeah.
So I was like angry, but my brother came up with the idea, my younger brother, who's going to be 18 in a couple of months. He was like, why don't we just get some equipment for the house?
Right.
Before we knew it, a portion of our laundry room downstairs is a gym.
Nice.
So we have a gym in our basement.
Cool.
So I'm down there like intensely. My brother's down there even more intensely. My brother actually did a whole program for the last 2 years, been bulking up. So he's like 5'9" and like 173 pounds right now, bulked up really good. As opposed to me, I am 5'7" and a half, and I just have like what I consider like the Bruce Lee bod, where just you don't bulk up, you sort of just like shred down, and I like that look. So.
And then your girlfriend likes it too.
Yes. But at 130, I'm only like 130, 135 pounds, and at this point I'm benching 205. I can squat 200 pounds.
Wow.
I held a 5-minute, 20-second plank.
Oh my God.
So like,
Holy crap.
It's just like you just got to work hard at it like
That's
anything
honestly,
else.
that's what
Like,
I do. I fucking walking planks, fucking crunches, all that
Walking
shit.
planks are tough.
Walking planks are my favorite.
They're
Peter
tough.
Najak said, I've fallen out of shape for the last 27 years. I'm with you, Peter.
How old are you, Peter? Are you,
Peter, I think
What,
he's
he's
he's in his 30s, I think. Though he's saying like,
you know,
yes, the East Coast is so different than the West. The East Coast and the West Coast, I think in California, they have the good weather, so they're more inclined to work out more like outside and not go through depression, except certain people. But I don't know. So I just want to say, okay. Victoria's saying yes to what I said about you, and Peter's 43. I had
You do
no
not look
idea. Peter,
43.
you look young. And your girlfriend said he goes hard.
that can be taken more than
that
one
can
way.
be taken either way.
But yeah, I legit, whenever I work out, I kill myself. Like I really like take it seriously. Like I give it my all, and by the time I'm done, I'm exhausted. And the key to it also is just replenishment afterwards, because you work out the muscles a lot, they need to be replenished. So have protein, get your rest, which I need to do better at because I don't sleep a lot. But as far as replenishment, protein shakes, protein in foods, just eat balanced meals throughout the day. And
I do
probably
basically
training.
the opposite of everything you just said.
I know,
I eat bacon. I don't work out, and I'm trying not to overeat, but I do eat all the wrong foods. I don't eat any fruits or vegetables, and I hardly drink any water. So anyway,
Drinking water is very
That's funny.
water. This
follow
right
my regimen. Your girlfriend's laughing.
this right here, Except for maybe a little like juice in the morning with breakfast. For the rest of the day,
let's take a poll. Let's take a poll.
Well, this takes paint off cars. This isn't good either.
Okay. Soda, wine, or water. Let's see what the winning poll is.
It's probably water's probably gonna come in dead last.
Water would come in dead last. Lou Pratt said, I fell out of shape hard, and I can't get back on that horse. I can't even find the fucking horse. I think it died. You're so funny, Lou. Lou is so funny.
And this is another thing with working out that a lot of people, some people only do it like once, twice a week. They think they'll get good results. No. If you want to get legit results, it's best to work out at least like 3 times a week. Switch up the workouts. Do core one day, upper body another day, lower body another, at least 3 times a week. Because people think they work out once a week or maybe even like a couple of times a month, you're going to get nothing.
Yeah.
Consistency is key when you work out. Consistency. So that's,
I don't want to burst your bubbles, but I was very into working out when I was young. Like you, I was a jogger, and I was overweight even in high school. And I remember I was jogging in Syosset, running in the streets, and some guy yelled out the window, "Keep running, you're still fat."
Oh my God.
And that was like a motivator for me. So I just kept like working out. Then I went to college, and I played sports in college, high school and college. And I have a funny story if you want. I'll try to make it quick. There's my boyfriend finally. Okay. So we're not going to be eating after this. He goes to BJ's and he buys that chicken, and then I like to eat the outside of it. He likes to eat the inside, so it's like perfect. So anyway, I went to college, and I was playing tennis. And to get the number 1 spot in tennis, you had to play each other. Mm-hmm. And I beat all the girls, and I was like, okay, so I'm going to be in the number 1 spot because I beat everybody. And the coach put me in the number 3 spot, and I was fucking pissed. Okay, so everybody I played was so easy to beat them, and then my dad came to see one game, and this girl was playing with me, and she was really good, and my dad was like we just kept volleying back and forth, and I thought I would get my first loss. And I went to my dad and I go, "What should I do?" He goes, "Just keep," because she was good at placement. And he goes, "Just hit the ball back. Just keep hitting the ball back." So I literally just concentrated on hitting the ball back, and I exhausted her, and I won the game.
Nice.
And then at the awards ceremony, we're sitting there, and I didn't think anything of it. The season's over, and they call my name, and the coach gave me this.
Damn.
Yeah. The coach gave me this because she said, "You had a steady win in third, even though I wasn't first. Steady win in third, and I won whatever this thing is, most valuable player? I don't know. Whatever the thing is, I got that thing." And my dad loved telling that story. He just was so proud of me.
Oh, that's
awesome.
So anyway, David Lynch said, "Yay, Bonnie!" Thank you, David. So have you guys like played sports in college or high school, and had any like things happen, or anybody in the audience had anything happen in college or high school? High school was tough, man.
Yeah.
I was always not in the varsity. I always made the junior varsity.
Yeah.
And I could never make the varsity in my high school because those people were like they had lessons from the time they were 2 years old, and they were like almost professionals. Mm-hmm. So, did you guys have any experiences?
I played basketball in high school in 9th grade, and I actually remember one time the parents getting in a fight with the ref, and they had us take a timeout, and they put us all back on the bus, and they were like, "Yo, everyone they need to calm down." And I remember it was really fucking crazy because it was an away game, and my parents weren't there. Mm-hmm. And then they had us go back out onto the game, but they were like, "We need to make sure everything's, whatever." I really liked basketball, but I didn't play when I was older. I only played until like 9th. I played like 7 years old, 8 years old, up until like ninth grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, the parents ruined it. But Robin's so funny. Robin DeVito is so stylish. She goes, I dropped out of softball because they told me that I had to wear a cap. You know, she's like all about her hair and her clothes. That is funny. So I guess, Robin, you wouldn't have been a good cheerleader because you have to wear the freaking uniform. Oh, my God. You would get points deducted. I remember my daughter crying because she had these stupid bows. And the bow had to be like in the front of the hair at exactly the right angle. And you had to have hairspray and not one hair could be out of place. And if your hair or your bow was wrong, you lost points for your team.
Yeah.
And it was like 1 point, you could lose the whole freaking thing. So I was in charge of her hair. And she was like, Mom, you're ruining my bow. It's crooked. And I'm like, I'm not a hairdresser. Like, what do you want from me? So anyway.
That's ridiculous.
That's a lot of
Sports
pressure
can
they
be
put on the
ridiculous.
kids. No, they really is.
Oh, your sister said she's a secret Yankee fan and the family can't know. Oh,
Yeah.
now
That's what I
the
like to
secret's
hear.
out. The secret is out.
She's yapping Yankees.
So, what is your like topics on your podcast? Like, what are your themes?
It's during the off season. A lot of people always ask me, like, during the off season, what do you do? Like, when there's no, I still find crap to talk about. Whether it's rumors about who the Yankees might be trading for or signing, or even just like looking back in time, like, what's your favorite Yankee memory? Who's your favorite Yankee player? Let's discuss this. If you're a solid content creator, then the true test, especially if you're into sports, if you do a sports topic, is to see how well you could hold up when the sport isn't there.
Oh, yeah.
So during the off season, or like everyone asks me, like, what about the lockout? Because during the lockout, not only is there no baseball, signings and trades can't even happen.
Oh, okay.
Nothing can happen. It's like baseball's dead for as long as. So everyone's like, what the hell did you do? You figure it out. That's what you do. You just come up with as many topics as you can. During the season, you obviously like I recap the games, talk about the hottest topic at that time period because it's a weekly show. It's like what happened that week, who's most notable to talk about, what are some of the things that happened, especially in the trade deadline in the middle of the season, who are the Yankees looking at. If there's just chaos going on around all of baseball, I'll mention even other teams sometimes briefly.
Can I ask you a question? And then we'll get to some of the audience responses. Does anybody get angry at you if you like say anything about that's something that's not about the Yankees? Like, are they like, oh, you're a traitor?
No. And besides, whenever it comes to other teams anyway, I'm very, like, just casually as a sports fan, I'm very unbiased. Like, one thing I have noticed a lot about my fan base, the Yankee fan base, a lot of them, like, Yankees or nothing, and they're very biased towards the team. I'm not. I'm very objective. Of course, I loving my team, and I do love them, and there can be bias that shines through sometimes naturally, but I have an ability where I can be very objective, which helps in producing content. Because with a lot of people, if they see someone doing a show and they're just complete homers for their team, it's kind of like a turnoff for them. Like being able to turn to other teams and talk about the sport as a whole sometimes too, with an objective mindset and approach, that's refreshing for a lot of people sometimes. So that's important.
It's like people, if people should take a lesson from that, like in real life, because everybody's kind of like, they have their own opinion and they're closed-minded to everything else. And I like the way you think.
No, that's important in life. You know, you feel the way you do.
I think
about
it's the way people present it. Like if somebody came in and said something really nasty presented it in a nasty way, then you're more likely to like, I don't want to listen. But if you say it in a very neutral way, but you're getting your point across, I think most people were receptive to that.
Yeah, and it encourages discussion because they feel like it's safe enough to engage.
Right. And so sports is like a metaphor for life, right?
It can be. Yeah.
So your sister keeps butt dialing the show. I love that. And Lou Prats keeps saying funny stuff about how he's not good at sports. Well, Robin, I asked you, Robin DeVito, what did George play? He was in 2 different professional teams. I'm pretty sure the Cubs was one. Tell us who the other one was. So anyway, thank you, Harry. Harry's saying that he had a great evening. So I don't know how much time is left. Are we within the hour? Or?
We are right about where we are. Yeah, we're at 53 minutes right now. 53:50. So we got 7 minutes.
7
left.
minutes.
Time's flying.
7 minutes, people. If you have a story, this is your last time to tell it. Your girlfriend had a story. She said, as a dancer, I know the struggle of the hair pieces and the hairspray. Yes, dance is very similar to cheer.
She's been a dancer
It's so
for like over
annoying,
20
and you have to
years.
shower for an hour after. Yeah, to get all that hairspray out. I mean,
Makes your hair look plastic.
I couldn't believe it, and how upset my daughter was with me that I wasn't doing it exactly. Like I didn't understand the importance of it until I got that. Oh my God! Like if she was the one that got the point deducted because her bow wasn't right, like then she would be ostracized.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's so crazy. All right, so Robin said he was a pitcher for the Red Sox. Isn't that cool?
Wow. Yeah, absolutely.
And wasn't he also in another team? Robin told me he was in 2 teams, I think, but I might be wrong about that.
But after Victoria's dance recital last year, there must have been 73 bobby pins in her hair. And
Yeah.
they just took them out, just pile them on the table.
Right, and the bobby pins,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's crazy. Crazy.
So David Lynch played hardcore sports until his mid-40s when the body finally said enough is enough. That's what I was going to tell them, is that I was very into working out, jogging, tennis, and then my knee gave out. And I had to have like a procedure done on my knee. And then after that, I was afraid because I had so many responsibilities with my boys and everything. And I loved jogging. Jogging was like my freedom.
Yeah.
You know, you just put on a pair of tennis shoes and jogging shoes, and you could jog around.
It's
and
relaxing.
You have your thoughts. And then that was taken away from me.
Yeah.
So that's where booze came in. I'm just kidding.
Right after, huh?
I'm joking. Semi-joking. So Porcupine Spin said, I like to watch team sports, especially football, but my sport is surfing.
And they don't have that in Long Island. That's not true. Porcupine Smith, they absolutely have surfing on Long Island.
Yeah, definitely.
Because
Don't we have
surfer.
like beaches?
We have nice beaches.
We have
here.
nice beaches, and
Yeah.
you know, but I don't know about surf. Actually,
there is.
my son, Brandon, goes to Camp Anchor, and they have a surfing program.
Oh yeah, that's actually
And
big.
you have to give permission in case he dies. You know, you have to sign off.
Oh,
And I'm
yeah.
like, yeah, we'll take that kid out into the ocean. You know, let him surf. And if he comes back, that's God's will. So your mom is tuning in. She said, plenty of surfing here, bro.
Yeah,
Okay.
seriously, dude, get on it.
Yeah. And Harry Flagdrop said, still love professional wrestling. The most bang for your buck. He's still with the wrestling. He said that like earlier on, and now he's like bringing it up.
I could watch even like UFC and all that stuff. My one friend, a girl, she's actually a huge UFC fan. Like her status will be like, I can't believe the guy said that. And she's always like all up on the fights. And I could sit and like not know who's going to be the big upset or whatever and just watch those. Like I could really watch that shit.
My brother actually wanted to become a wrestler for like the WWE and like the sport in the wrestling entertainment business, and he was actually in training school for it for like 4 months, and like the instructors were calling him like a young prodigy of it. And the virus hit, they closed the school and he stopped.
I'm telling you.
Out of
and
retirement.
he just sort of lost interest after a while, because we used to be intense WWE watchers, and now the product now just unfortunately completely sucks. So we don't really tune in anymore. But he wanted to be that, and then the virus sort of just ruined it. And now he's just like whatever. But
The virus ruined so much shit. It's like we're slowly coming back from it, but you know. So David Lang is giving you a compliment. Surfer Mandy knows where to find the waves. Yes, she does.
Okay, what are you calling surfing? No, sorry.
Maybe he's a professional surfer.
Gnarly.
Gnarly. That's like the guy from what's that show that I love? It's a show with
Oh, you love that?
Madonna's ex-husband was. All right, type in. What's the show? Gnarly. The guy. Everybody will know the answer to this.
Wait,
Right?
is it the one with where they're in? Is it Baywatch?
No. It's a movie about.
Oh, it's a movie.
It's a movie, and the
Gnarly.
guy plays he's Madonna's ex-husband. Come on, guys, type in what I'm thinking of.
I'm
you
looking
know.
up on my phone now because I'm curious.
Decent swells here, Porcupine Smith. Probably not. I mean, I don't know what side of.
Sean Penn. That's it. The movie that Sean Penn was in.
That's
what's the name of that movie?
That's Point.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Okay.
Thank you, David
I
Lynch.
just got his
David
list of
Lynch
movies
always
up.
knows the answer. Thank you, David. So yeah, he was like the gnarly surfer dude. Yeah,
Robin
yeah.
Wright.
Dopey movie, Robin. That's one of my favorite movies. I love that
Dopey
movie.
movie.
Shut
Oh
your
my
pie
god.
hole.
That movie is awesome.
I would have to see it
Who's
again.
Captain, who's Captain Ron? Your sister
I
saying
don't
Captain
know.
Ron. And Madonna has shacked up with so many people, it's hard to keep track. That's what Harry said. Well, you know what? She's a woman who, you know, she's up there and she's been around. She's she's playing the game. I don't even know what she's doing now, honestly. I don't keep track of it anymore.
Yeah, I haven't
What it
seen
was,
anything.
what her status
Oh,
is.
Captain Ron, she's saying it's a movie.
Honestly, the last time I heard anything about Madonna was when she threatened the White House years ago.
That was like right before
That was
the
last thing
pandemic.
yeah, that was like the last time I heard anything having to do with
Really?
her. To
Well,
be
Maybe
really
they
honest
killed
with you.
her.
I have no
I'm just
idea.
kidding.
Her out. I didn't know that.
Yeah, she like threatened the White House.
She did. She
Called in a bomb threat to the White House.
She said something about that. It was during Trump's presidency.
I don't know how legit it
Oh,
was.
it
but she
was
said that.
during all the women's march. All the women were coming in.
Oh, okay.
They were all wearing their pink pussy hats, and Madonna threatened to blow up the White House, something like that.
There's something
But we
wrong
have
with
to
You heard it
Google.
here first,
We have to
guys.
Google it because I can't say that I'm accurately reporting it.
She looks like a
Robin
mannequin.
said she looks like a mannequin. I haven't seen her lately, but you know what?
She hung out with Kanye West last week, apparently, is what my sister said.
Okay,
Okay,
great company.
Your sister's up on the news. I don't follow any of that.
Great,
so I
great
don't know.
company, Kanye West.
So like as far as celebrity status and sports status, like who, you know, our society puts celebrities up here and they put sports people up here. What's your opinion as far as, do you think it's the equal, like everybody's like bowing down to them, or do you think sports has more of a male following and celebrity status is kind of both men and women? You know, I know it's a complex question, so take your time.
Honestly, I think a lot of it, as lame of an answer as it is, I think it depends on the specific person, to be honest with you. I think because if it's a specific athlete, let's say a baseball player, there'll be a lot of guys into him because for his playing ability.
Yeah.
If he's hot, a lot of girls might be in. Celebrity, same thing. It just depends on what the movies they're in or TV shows or whatever content they're a part of. I think it depends on the individual person rather than just like generalizing like, you know, just sports and casual celebrity. But I think it depends on like the specific person.
Yeah, because, you know, I can't speak for Mandy. I think you're on the same page as me. I don't really follow professional sports in any capacity. I don't know who anybody is. I don't care. And if somebody, like, if I was walking down the street and somebody was like, who's the guy who retired early? Jeter? If I
Jeter
met
retired.
him,
He was
if I walked
reasonable
past
age.
the street, I wouldn't even know who he was, and I wouldn't care. But, you know, other people would give their, $3,000 to shake his hand. And that is, like, what makes our society go around, right?
Yeah, and listen, I've met countless. My girlfriend, she's big into sports. I know so many women who are into sports.
Oh, definitely.
That's why, like,
we're just not one of them.
Yeah.
yeah,
We
that's
don't
that's
care.
why it just depends on the person being spoken about. It also depends on the person consuming it or following it or not following it. So I
It's
think
all
it just depends.
personal opinion.
Yeah.
So Harry's saying, I'd rather watch the Wildflowers at G's Club than watch any damn football game or baseball game. You girls are way more entertaining. Harry, that is the nicest thing that anyone said, right? That's so
Yeah,
sweet.
that is. And he came fucking...
He came from
very,
Florida.
Very far. And Porcupine Smith saying, when you two gals come out to Cali... Oh, okay, I thought you were in Florida, California. All right, yeah, fucking...
My cousins live in California.
As long as
and-
there's no fucking quarrel.
Yeah, my cousin
That's Hawaii,
John
though.
came all the way from California to come to my birthday party.
Damn.
Aw.
Yeah, and
That is
he
no short
represented the
trip.
family. and I don't think I'll ever get to California, unfortunately. I can't travel.
You've
So
never
you're-
been?
I have been.
Oh, you
but
have been, okay.
recently. So your girlfriend's saying, I have to go to dance rehearsal, ladies. Great job. Victoria, thank you so
Oh,
much.
yeah,
Your
thanks for
boyfriend
tuning
is
in.
awesome.
Lending
He's
it to
awesome.
us.
We've always loved him.
I'm honestly so happy to see you guys. It's been like years.
I
literally.
said to Mike... I
It's
said
been,
to
I
Mike...
think, 3
Yeah.
3 years? 2
2
years.
yeah,
2 years.
since when the virus. That's when.
2 years.
Done.
When we did our old show at the old network,
We
Mike
love
did
seeing
the
Mike.
board, and honestly, how high Mike's eyebrows were my gauge of
It was so
how
fun.
inappropriate something was. And sometimes he'd be just like, okay, like, you guys are fucking insane.
No, but even with
and then other
anything
times it's like,
inappropriate,
okay, you guys could keep
anything
joking.
inappropriate was so much fun. I don't care. I'm so loose and I don't get. I'm
I
not
know,
uptight.
but, yeah.
I'm not uptight at all. So it was just. It
You
was so
were
much
great.
fun.
You
It was
always
no,
so
you
much fun.
always, and
Always
you-
had a smile on your face. You were always so like willing to help us. You took the photos after.
Yeah.
Like we were half drunk out of our minds. I was, not Mandy.
No.
Because you
I
guys were
was, I
fun
was.
and invited. How could
And-
you not have fun?
And always conscientious of people, like, if they were behind the mic or not doing something that did not look nice to our frame.
That's just the radio producer.
Yeah,
in me.
I know. And you're now over at LI News Radio 103.9
Yes.
That's so
at
cool.
MacArthur Airport. You're running the whole show over there,
I'm,
right?
as of the last couple of weeks, actually, I just got promoted to the new program director of the station, so I'm running the whole radio station now.
Congratulations.
That's
Thank you.
awesome.
Thank you. It's nuts.
Let us know when they need a spot. When
listen,
they need the wildflowers.
listen, I would put you guys in the air in 5 seconds. You kidding me?
Let's do it.
I'm the program director.
This is how
Oh my
opportunities
God.
come to me and Mandy. We just sit here and people say this kind of stuff. Peter's
we'll
saying
talk in
this
2
guy
minutes.
Mike has been a good guest.
Oh,
Yes,
Mike is
he-
awesome.
Thank you.
He
Thank
is
you.
We have
the,
Squirrel and
the
Shark.
greatest
Thank you.
person. We loved him from the minute we met him. And I'm so happy. Mandy's the one that arranged this, so I'm so happy because I missed you.
I was so happy when she reached out.
I
was
don't
so
know. I
happy.
know. I don't know how I ran
I
into your
think
page.
I
and
think
was like,
that
we
you
need
don't
to-
check Facebook Messenger.
Facebook is probably, of the three, being Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, probably the least. The social media I'm on the least.
Because
Definitely.
the old people like me do Facebook, the young people do Instagram. So I had messaged you a few things, and I don't think you ever saw it.
Oh,
Because
I'm sorry.
you know,
about that.
no, it's okay. But I don't know how to access or even send messages in Instagram.
Right.
And people are try to contact me on Instagram. I have no idea how to maneuver through Instagram. Facebook, I'm comfortable with.
Well, after this exchange numbers, you text me regularly.
Okay,
If you
we'll
have to
do
reach
that
out.
after the show. We'll definitely do that. Harry Flagler saying great show, thank you, and David saying congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you very much.
So plug yourself one more time, really, so everybody pay attention. Get out your pen and share the show. Everybody, we forgot to say that. Could
Share
everyone
the
share
show.
the show to groups, to your own page? Everybody share the show and tell everybody where they could watch your podcast.
So the Yapping Yankees podcast, you can catch a new episode every Sunday night. There's a new episode. It's available on SoundCloud, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. The show can be anywhere from like 50 minutes to an hour 10, to be honest with you. Just how much I can't shut up on a particular weekend. That's
Get
honestly-
very excited
how
about
mu-
that
how much
topic.
how much I can freaking yap.
Taz
pun
just tuned
intended.
in.
So
Do you know Taz? You remember Taz?
Yep, I remember all the names.
Taz,
remember all of it.
thank you so much. We miss you, and she's making a comeback. She took a little break from
comeback
social
kid.
media.
Okay.
So just specifically, they go on any of those platforms, and they could, because somebody like me would have no idea how to get to your podcast.
Right,
So
so-
just a little slower for the people like me. How would you get to your podcast?
So YouTube, SoundCloud, Apple.
But YouTube, you
and
type in
Spotify.
your
Yep,
name?
Yep, just type in Yapping Yankees.
Yapping
Type it in.
Yankees.
Yep,
Got
it
it.
should come right up. The YouTube channel should come right up immediately. It'll be Yapping Yankees, and I think it's called Yapping Yankees with Mike Scuderio even. It'll come up. And all the episodes under it. And you just go to the page. All the episodes are there. On YouTube, and the same thing for SoundCloud, Apple, and Spotify.
Okay, that's what we have.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
That's it.
That's it. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
Thank you,
Share
Mike.
the
Oh,
show.
thank you, guys.
Mike.
Thank you for
You
having
have
me.
been awesome, and we will see you in a month. A month from now. Pay attention. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.